Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Christian from Berlin and I have three very different grooves for you that you hopefully don't know yet. We have a really broad band, up-tempo groove, something for the heart, a bit slower, 80 beats per minute, almost slow rock, and a third one with a really surprising bass line that does all the musical bits. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, keeps me rocking and makes my channel grow, hopefully. Enjoy. Let's have a look at the chords. We go down a typical rock chord progression. We start with C, possibly your favorite chord. And then comes the 7th degree, like a typical B flat, try it. The 7th degree of the blues scale. Rock is built on the shoulders of blues, so it's the 7th degree of the blues scale. And we go to the 4 chord, and back to the 1 chord. Mommy's home. And 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Always hear inversions of the chords. F and back to C. Now we come to the busy part. If there's a guitarist in your band, you can send him for a walk around the block. He has no space in here. The pattern, this pattern can be taught not by teaching separate hands, but by learning them together because they're intertwined. And I will play the pattern for you, and you will see why it's much easier. It's always left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. That would be much harder if we learned the hand separately. Left, right, 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 left, right. That's what makes it relatively easy to learn, because every hand gets one contact with the keys. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Sounds like an aerobic video from the 80s. I know, but I promise you, I never did aerobic in my life. It's below a musician's dignity. Now, we put a metronome to learn the speed. We put a metronome maybe on 100 to learn this. It's much easier than counting also. Just hear it 4 times and you have it. Left, right, 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 left, right. And now the hips. Now the arms. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. The thighs. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now we just move this pattern through the different chords. That's all. Well, plus a little bit of a trickery. I'll show you afterwards. Now, left, right, 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 left, right. And relax. Shake your arms, shake your hands, shake your bum if you have to. Now there were 2 little, I would call them pro tricks. We have on the B flat, we played it like this. 1, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And if you stayed with my channel for a little bit, you know this is a borrowed chord. We make the B flat a little bit more interesting by briefly shifting to the inversion of the E flat. Why is that? It's the E flat is the subdominant of the B flat, and it's an old pop and rock trick in piano that we can briefly go to the subdominant, to the E flat, try it. So we do that on the B flat. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then I showed you another trick. I played as a whole in the end. And now I sound like Bob Ross doing aerobics, doing an aerobic tutorial. Now, on the F, I played a little bass line. to connect the F back to the C, to our beloved home. Now, it's always nice if you have a little bit of a bass line leading between the chords. In this case, the bass line is on this rhythm we just learned. Dub, dub, da, dub, da, dub, da, dub, da, dub. I will show you. 1, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. We take the A and the B flat to lead to C, and they're on that pattern. Left, right, 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 left, right. And then I suggest you speed it up. If you have a digital piano, take the simplest rock rhythm, and so this would be tempo 100. Let's go to the next one. Now, when the drummer is counting in anything below 90 beats per minute, then you know the singer is going to sing his song about his lost love, a groupie in the 70s, where the dad said, "This man is no good for you." Well, right he was. So we act accordingly. It's a kind of slow, rocky thing, and we have a look at the chords. We take the one chord. You have heard of this one, the C. We have played third degree also. A rocky chord, rock and pop, many times used. The E minor 7. We don't play the root, we play this voicing, beautiful rock voicing, skipping the root here. The root is played in the bass anyway, so has a wonderful more open sound. And then we play the second degree, the D minor 7. We play it here. Again, we just played without the root. And then we play, as a kind of a turnaround, we play the G7. But as often, we also play the 9th here and the sus4, the suspended chord. Easy to remember by playing the F over G. You see that in the small print, in the fine print there in the app. Now the pattern. Right hand is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. The left hand adds a little bit of flow by playing in the gaps. Typical trick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we move the whole thing through the learned chords. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One thing I should mention, we anticipate the next chord with the offbeat. So when we change, we play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Also, this creates flow in the pattern, and the singer will need some flow to get rid of all his pain. So, again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and What did I play here? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom. Now we can add a little bit of professionalism, which we did already by putting the bass in motion by playing little fills in between. It could be for the second verse where the maybe second verse when the singer is all in tears by now, and we give it some more, we push it even further by playing this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. We dissolve it a little bit more even. I'll show you how I do this. 1 and 2 and 3 and. The counting stays the same. Where we usually played the chord twice, we play between the ninth or the major sus4, as you see, and the fifth to the major third. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. We play the same notes in this case. We are lucky and this sounds wonderful, the same fill, this time from the perspective of E minor 7, it's the minor 7 going to the octave. And then we play the same we play D minor 7, 1 and 2, and again, we go from the index finger to the third finger. That's basically the recipe from the index finger to the third finger. Again, 1 and 2, index finger to the third, together with the top note here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Play it one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And that's it. The tempo I chose here was tempo 82. Yeah, make it a round thing, make it 80. Do do boof. Guitar solo. By the way, if you're interested in learning some rock classics, there you can learn them, some of them on my channel, like Riders on the Storm, Stairway to Heaven, Moon Dance, Whiter Shade of Pale. Just check out my playlist. Many great songs for you to learn. So, the last example holds some very useful techniques for you. First, I show you the chord progression and then I'll explain what I mean. We have what is that? C. Yes, we know that, of course. C major chord. We have the A minor 7 chord. We have the 4 chord in intellectual circles called subdominant. And we have the 5 chord, the G. So far, so good. Now, first technique, the so-called common voice leading technique. It sounds like rocket science, it is not. The common note voice leading technique, that's what I mean. Look what I do. Well, first of all, you might have realized I play the C without a minor or major third, which creates a more open sound. Sometimes we want that, especially in rock music. So we have this more open sound, but what do I mean with common note voice leading? You will see. we go to A minor 7. Look at these two fellas. Common notes. Common notes. They're the same notes we played before on C. Now we play them on A minor 7, of which they are also chord notes. We have here it's the minor third of A minor 7 and the minor 7 of A minor 7. So we are still, in the game. Here it's a bit weird. On F, same notes, common note voice leading. Oh, now we have this fella takes on the sus2 interval. Yes, there is a suspension created. So we take the same notes and on the way they might create a suspension here, but we don't care as soon as the suspension is dissolved. Here, only a little bit. And on G, we just move the index finger from here to here. Otherwise, we would have a G sus4. Could be possible too, but here we play this. Why do we use that? Because it holds the chord progression together. These common notes on top. It's used in film music, in rock music, in pop music, in any music. They soon found out top notes that stay the same connect the whole shebang. Okay, so we add this little secret here. Now, left hand. Two things. First, syncopation. We play these in fourth notes, straight fourth notes. Hey, we can do something with that, right? It gives the bass the liberty to do a little bit of movement. Since this is so boring, you're just hitting the fourth notes. So, we can play on syncopations in the bass. And we will. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. How wonderful is that? First counting and then I explain you the notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the pattern. Students, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So, syncopated, but we also give a melodic movement by approaching the target note from the left door neighbor. We want to go to A minor, from C to A minor. We could do it like this, but now compare. 1 and 2 and 3. Who's voting for the second solution? Yeah, me. We approach it from the left door neighbor. We want to go to A, we approach it via the G. And as you know from many of my tutorials, we love that approaching from the bottom, like bop, A, we come from the left door neighbor, from the bottom to target note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now we just continue this pattern. We want to go to F. We ask the left door neighbor for help. Hello, I'm lost. Can you lead me to F? He says, of course I can. You're so sweet. Leading from the E to F. Now we extend. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We do the same, going from F, left door neighbor of G, to G. That's it. I count while I repeat it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and that. That was it. I hope you learned something. If you liked my way of teaching, or if you like anything on my piano, in my video, consider subscribing. Have a great day. Bye from Berlin.